Meredith Gorman here at Gillette Stadium with Dakota Randall after the Patriots Thursday practice, and we saw Matt Judon back on the field today. Are you expecting to see him play against the Saints on Sunday?
Well, I don't know. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. He was present for the media portion of yesterday's practice, wound up being a non-participant with a knee injury. We saw him again today during the stretching portion, so we'll have to find out later whether he participated or not. But listen, if he can't go, that's a big loss for this Patriots team. With his versatility, athleticism, and playmaking ability, he'd be a huge asset against the Saints team with a great running back in Alvin Kamara and a mobile quarterback in Jameis Winston. So it's definitely a storyline to monitor here in the next couple of days because he would be a huge loss for this team.
Okay, so looking at the Patriots offense, they've had some trouble completing drives. They have some red zone issues. What do you think the key will be for them to be able to actually score this weekend?
Yeah, if it were only so easy. And it's a boring answer, but it really comes down to execution. This team has put together some pretty nice drives. They look good at times, but too often things like penalties, turnovers, occasionally bad decisions by Mac Jones, drops. Those kind of things set this team back, and they end up settling for field goals or punts, and they don't end up getting it into the end zone. So I think it all comes down to execution. And really, for an offense that has so many new players, I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. Hopefully it happens soon. But I just think it comes down to execution and more reps with each other, and I think they'll get there.
And you know, we're still kind of getting our gauge on where the team is at through the first two games of the season. But as they prepare to go up against the Saints, what do you think the key will be for them to defeat this team and we get a better look at like a litmus test of where they're at?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Saints looked really good in week one, and then they struggled in week two against the Carolina Panthers. But for the Patriots, I think it really comes down to the trenches. They've really struggled in pass protection. We saw it last week against the Jets. The offensive line just hasn't looked good. And on the other side, with the defensive line really struggling against the run. And so I just think both sides need to improve because the Saints have a great defensive line, and obviously they have that great running attack. So for the Patriots, if they win in the trenches, I think they have a good chance of winning this Sunday.
Well, Dakota told me not to say this, but the Saints will come marching into town on Sunday. We're looking forward to the game, and thank you so much, Dakota.